All right, finna go ahead and get it started. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Life of a Champ podcast, episode number 73, How to Become a Man That All Men Respect. So this is definitely a podcast that I've been pretty much cultivating all the information for a pretty long time now. So I think I have enough. And here's the thing, if you have any more if you have any more things that would suggest earning the respect of your peers, make sure you go and leave it in the comments. But I pretty much have most of what I believe to be uh, what's going to get the respect out of the people around you. Not only the people around you, but more specifically the men around you, because I feel like that is very, very important to men specifically, and that's something that I definitely want to start the podcast off with. Jaden, shout out to Jaden. Appreciate you for stopping by. But yeah, I would say most men place respect above all else to an extent, right? Respect from their peers, respect from their women. I would say they definitely value that a lot higher than women do. Quite frankly, that's what I will say. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get started off with that. Like I said, I would also say men value respect probably more than love, and probably more than being liked as well. I would say, um, as long as some men have the respect, they don't need to be liked, they don't need to be loved. That's good enough for most men, quite frankly, right? If I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm sure most men, to an extent, would agree with this. Of course, it's nice to be loved, it's nice to be liked, but I wouldn't say it is the most important thing when it comes to a man. Like I said, respect definitely probably comes first, if not first, it definitely second for sure. All right, all right. So, how to become a man that all men respect? So first, this is going to be someone who gives respect when respect is deserved, right? This needs to be a mutual beneficial relationship, I would have to say. So if you're going to be able to, get the respect out of your peers, you definitely need to be a respectable individual yourself, right? You need to treat people with respect. You need to treat people with manners and not just be like a complete asshole, because that's not going to bode well for you in the long term, right? So you want to be a person who's definitely going to say thank you, who's definitely going to say please, who's definitely going to, like I said, just be a gentleman in general, right? That's going to give you the respect, and people see that, and women see that as well, right? If you do not have those qualities, then you're going to be lacking, and like I said, you're not going to be able to get the true respect that you probably would deserve if you did act in those certain ways. So yeah, that the first one is just be a person who is worthy of respect, right? That's how you're going to be able to get respect from other people, right? You got to be able to treat people, like I said, basically just match energy essentially, right? If they're giving you respect, you definitely give them respect, right? And if they're giving you disrespect, just don't associate. Simple, pretty as simple as that. The next one is going to be someone who dresses well and who is well kept, right? This is very, very important, right? If you smell bad, people are not going to give you the respect that you probably or you might not even deserve, right? They're not going to give you that true respect, right? So you need to be able to be a person who dresses well, and those type of people, it says a lot about them, so they command respect, right? If you see a man, he's dressed in a suit, right, and he's looking good, right, he doesn't smell bad, doesn't look like he just came from the gym, and he's working on his fashion, that specifically is definitely going to get the respect out of the people around him. That's something that I've observed when I see a man in a suit. I definitely look at him as a more of a respectable man, because he's looking good, he's playing the part. He's probably a busy guy. You can make a lot of assumptions out of a man who is dressed well, and like I said, who takes care of himself. Right. That definitely is gonna get the respect out of most people, I would say, for the most part. Like I said, also working man. People respect working man, and like I said, if you look the part, then people are going to treat you the part, and that also goes with hand in hand with, like I said, if you're not looking the part, people are going to treat you like you're not looking the part. And I feel like a lot of people, they take offense to this, but you can't take offense to this, right? Most humans in general are superficial creatures, right? With that being said, you need to treat it as such. You need to be able to make a great first impression, and if you're not unable to make a great first impression, then like I said, people are going to have a lacking perception of you, right? And the last thing you want is somebody to have a false perception of you. You want to be able to keep up a good reputation for yourself, and like I said, eventually earn the respect of your peers around you. The next one is going to be how to become a man. Okay, right? How to become a man that all men respect. This is going to be building something that is greater than yourself or bigger than your current circumstance. A lot of men, most men, are all men that are respectable, are building something that is bigger than themselves, or at the very least bigger than their current circumstance. They're trying to work towards something, right? This kind of goes hand in hand with being ambitious, right? That is a very, very respectable quality. And like I said, I wouldn't say all men have this. That's for sure. So the men that do have this, yeah, they're definitely going to get the respect of their peers because women can see this, men can see this when you're actively working towards something, when you have that, like I said, when you have that ambition, when you have that drive, when you have that, I don't know, it's just a certain type of energy. When you have that energy, like I said, the people are going to be able to see that. People are going to be able to feel that energy when you walk in the room. When you walk in the room and you're a purpose driven guy, like I said, people around you feel it for sure, right? You're going to be more controlled, you're going to be more structured, you're going to carry yourself a certain way, you're going to have a certain confidence with all that tied up together. Like I said, ultimately, like I said, being a person who's pursuing something greater than themselves, definitely is going to get the respect out of all the men around you. And yeah, I would definitely say, with that being said, it's definitely going to get a lot of respect from women as well, right? Women want a man who's going to be structured in that type of way, and if you're able to, if you're able to communicate your purpose in a thorough way, and like I said, building something that is bigger than yourself, women are going to give you the respect. They're going to give you a different respect if you were a certain way, and they're going to treat you with less respect if you aren't a certain way. If that makes any sense. So yeah, definitely. Like I said, just build something bigger than yourself, and that is obviously going to go ahead and get the respect from the men around you. The next one is going to be this is going to be a little bit an interesting one. This is something I thought about earlier, and I definitely thought it needed to be mentioned. It kind of goes hand in hand with today's topic. So, how to become a man that all men respect is going to be able to use the struggle of others around you to fuel you, right? This is going to be able to recognize that, not only the struggle that you personally have in your life that should be able to fuel you, but even the people around you that struggle in their day-to-day life. If let's just say, for example, right? I'll use the example for me. I had a shower thought today. I was like, seeing my let's just say my sister or my mother, right? People that obviously mean very, very much to me. Seeing them struggle, I wouldn't even say exactly struggle, just seeing them in discomfort when it comes to them in their working circumstance, that's going to fuel me to become better myself so I can put them in a better position later on in life. And I feel like if you're not getting that emotional reaction out of that, you need to restructure and you need to create a bigger why for yourself. You need to become more of a structured man in that way. You need to be more clear of your why. You need to be more clear of the direction you're trying to go and the goals that you're trying to pursue. That is really, really important. If you see people around you that are struggling, let's just say you have friends that are struggling. Y'all good, Anthony. Let's just say you have friends that are struggling, right? You need to be able to use the struggle, use their struggle as fuel for yourself. And when you're able to do that, like I said, it's going to push you a lot further. You're able to do things more better for yourself if other people if you have something that is going to be more important than just yourself, right? Like I said, something greater than yourself. That's something that I had mentioned. But yeah, using the struggle of others. So like I said, for me, for example, like I said, I see my mother. She's been putting in the work. I'm thankful for her every single day, and I definitely want to work up to a point where I can retire her before she's actually able to retire. Which who knows if people, even her age, are you going to even be able to retire with all the retirement planning and all that? I feel like it's just a bunch of bullshit in my opinion. But um, like I said, that's something that I want to do and something a goal that I want to pursue and something that I will have in this life. And with that being said, I'm going to use the struggle of others for my own advantage, right? You can say, "Wow, they're really down bad. They're struggling." You know what? That has nothing to do with me. Or you can say, "Look at them in discomfort. That is a person that means very, very much to me, and I want them to live the best life that they possibly can. So I'm going to work my ass off so I get to the point where I can give them the life that they truly deserve." Right? That has been my mindset, and that is a mindset that I would say is respectable. And if people hear you speak like that, they're definitely going to give you more respect because, like I said, it kind of goes hand in hand with building a why that is greater than yourself. So yeah, definitely adding that one is definitely going to get you some respect. And not don't fake it. Here's my thing: don't fake it. It needs to be truly real and truly genuine. And that brings me to my next point, right? How to get the respect of all the men around you is going to be by being genuine yourself, being as genuine and authentic and as real as you possibly can be. We live in a society where people are not as real anymore. Let's keep it 1,000, right? People are not as real. And with that being said, when you can sense that somebody is being true and genuine to their self, you're going to be able to give that person a lot more respect because you know that it's not coming from a place that is artificial. You could tell somebody is real. They have your best interests in mind. Those certain aspects, they give you more authenticity. They give you the people sense the authenticity in other people. And yeah, that is definitely going to give you the respect. So just being real, don't exactly be like everybody else, right? Even if there's people that influence you, find a way to kind of tie that into yourself. So you're not just taking somebody else's belief and then spewing out somebody else's belief. So internalize somebody's belief and then create your own belief based off of that internalized belief, right? That is going to give you more of a genuine feeling in general. So that definitely is going to give you respect, and like I said, it goes hand in hand with respect from men, also from women as well. The next one is going to be this is going to be an obvious one, and this is going to be something that I'm going to speak about on the next few podcasts because I really want to hit this home because this is definitely a very very important one, and I feel like a lot of people do not live up to this, and this is something that means very very much to me. And if you're able to do this and maintain this, you're definitely going to get the respect from me, and not only the respect from me, but the respect from the peers around you. This is going to be a man of your word. Everyone that is a man needs to be a man of their word. Ideally, every woman watching this as well should be a woman of her word as well. But more specifically for men, be a man of your word. That's going to give you the true respect from the people around you. If people can sense that you are reliable, right? You say what you mean, and if you, let's just say, for example, you're not able to uphold your word all the time, which, like I said, that in itself is a very, very um, difficult task. But can it be done? Yes. But let's just say you can't get it done, right? Being able to take the accountability and say, you know what, that is my bad. Um, I tried to keep my word as best as I could, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to uphold my word and take responsibility for that. Taking responsibility and taking accountability for your actions in general is going to give you more respect in general, even if you're not able to, always maintain upholding your word. Yeah, be a man of your word and be reliable, right? People like people that are reliable. People respect people that are reliable. If you can come in clutch for somebody, they're definitely going to give you. They're gonna feel a certain type of way towards you if you can be reliable for them. Like I said, being a man of your word. If you ever encountered somebody who wasn't a man of their word, that is a very, very difficult and uncomfortable thing, right? I have secondhand embarrassment for the people that cannot keep their word. Quite frankly, I have dealt with people who said, "Hey, I will do this," or "Hey, I will be here at this time," or whatever. Right? Let's just say even on the podcast, I'm gonna call somebody. I'm not gonna call anybody out in specific, but I'm gonna say this for example, right? I have people that I've talked to before, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll make it on the podcast." Okay, cool. I'll make it. Here's the thing: it might have even been multiple times, right? If you're able to maintain your word, if you're able to keep your word as a man and say, you know what, hey, I'm going to be here at this time, and you're able to do it, you're definitely going to get my respect. Now, if you say, hey, I'm going to be here at this time, and you don't keep your word, and not only do you not keep your word, but you miss that step multiple times, how am I going to be able to give you the true respect that you are going to want? Truly, you are not keeping you're not keeping your word, and that is important to a man because your word is everything. If you can't keep your word, then your word means nothing, right? And that is something that's very very important. People do not emphasize the importance of that. If you're not able to uphold your word means less. And like I said, as a man, your word should mean a lot to you. And if it doesn't mean enough to you to the point where you want to keep it or keep it as much as you possibly can, or at the very least take accountability and say, you know what, I'm sorry I couldn't do this. I will make it for sure another time, and then keep your word that time. If that's not fueling you to do that, you have a lacking aspect as a man, and then you have less of my respect personally, right? Like I said, I understand things get in the way of life, right? I'm a person who is an observer of life. I understand when people make mistakes and people are not they're not always able to uphold their word. But you need to understand that you need to be able to take accountability for that. And like I said, if me personally, right? Let's just say you're a person in my life. I don't keep my word. I need you to hold me accountable and say, champ, hey, you weren't being a man of your word, and you talked about this before. And then here's the thing: I will take accountability right there, right then and there. But hopefully, I'd never even get to that point, right? But with that being said, like I said, being a man of your word is something that I'm going to emphasize through and through on this podcast because it is very, very important to me. Like I said, it's definitely going to get the respect. It's definitely going to get my respect if you're a man of your word. Simple. All right. The next one is going to be shout out to Anthony. He said, "Hold on, let me respond to him. Words mean so much more to people when they know it's backed by genuine action." Exactly. It's as simple as that. All right. Next one is going to be, like I said, shout out to Anthony. How to become a man that okay, how to become a man that all men respect. This is going to be through building your physical presence. Not only building your physical presence, but also pursuing combat sports, right? So this is going to be boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, whatever you name it, karate, whatever you want to say, right? Just being able to, defend yourself or defend the ones you love in a situation where you need to defend them, right? Or building the body that is going to just demand respect, right? If you see a man who's very muscular, who takes care of himself, you're gonna give him respect. You're gonna give him respect because you know what he's capable of. You know what he's potentially capable of at the very least. But if you're a man and you pursue, let's just say a combat sport, right? Eventually, I'm going to pursue Muay Thai. With that being said, if you're gonna be able to get the respect from people not only that fight, but the people that don't fight, because quite frankly, if shit hits the fan or somebody talks to you the wrong way, quite frankly, you're going to be able to defend yourself. And like I said, most importantly, you're going to be able to defend the people that you love the most. And that is very, very important. Being incapable of doing that is very, very hindering. Is very hindering to life in general, right? And like I said, you want to be able to be a man who's the complete package, right? Who's going to get respect in all different endeavors in life, who's going to be solid in all different endeavors in life. And with that being said, one of them is going to be building your physical presence. So go to the gym, most definitely. Like I said, this is something that I'm always going to be able to promote on this podcast. I promote a healthy lifestyle through and through always. With that being said, like I said, work on your physical self. And if you're watching this podcast and you're not working on your physical self, this is your call to say, go ahead and you need to get in the gym. Get a gym membership, do whatever you got to do. Um, it's going to lead you to a healthy lifestyle, and that is ultimately what you should be pursuing in this life. Because if you're not pursuing it in this life, then quite frankly, you need to evaluate what is worth pursuing in this life, because you're not pursuing something that's worth pursuing. But yeah, one quote that I wanted to mention, and I don't know who made this quote. I'm just gonna give it to Jordan Peterson. But I'm just gonna give it to Jordan Peterson. Shout out to Jordan Peterson. I'm gonna see him tomorrow live. I cannot wait for that. So I'm looking forward to that. But one thing he said was, "It's better to be a warrior in a garden than to be a gardener in a war." Basically, what that means is this: a good man is a dangerous man. And a good man is a capable man in every endeavor in life, right? It is better to be able to defend yourself than to not defend yourself. That's pretty common sense, right? But it's so common sense to the point where you would think that most men would pursue a combat sport, but they do not. Most men do not know how to fight. That is just a simple fact of life. Now, if you want to be the complete package as a man, that is something that you're going to eventually need to pursue. Yes, you can look strong, but like let's just say somebody just doesn't believe that you're that strong, right? You're going to need to be able to defend yourself. Or it's like I said, if somebody's threatening your family, you're going to need to be able to defend yourself. And like I said, a great man, all great men are able to defend themselves to an extent, right? That quote really hits it right on the nose, right? Like I said, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Simple. The next one is going to be, hold up, how to become a man that all men respect. This is going to be building your confidence and competence in pretty much every single endeavor that is worth pursuing in this life. So this is going to be physically, financially, spiritually, mentally, in every aspect that I can even name, right? Um, Being able to build your confidence and competence in these areas is going to be very important, and it's going to demand the respect from people around you, right? People like confident people. People want to be around confident people. People want to be confident people. Let's keep it 1,000, right? With that being said, a respectable man is going to be a man who's going to be able to exude his confidence, not only just to have confidence in general, but just be competent in every single aspect in life. If you're a man that isn't competent in a lot of aspects in life, you're not going to be able to be as confident as you want to be. With that being said, you're going to be able to achieve that through being competent in those areas. So therefore, you need to go ahead and put in the work. You just got to be able to put in the work. But yeah, building your confidence. Like I said, people respect people that are confident, right? If you're not a confident person, then people are not going to be able to give you the respect that you're going to want, right? They're going to think you're timid. They're going to think you're shy. And if you do not want to have that perception, if you don't want people to have that perception of you, you're going to need to work on your confidence. Do whatever you got to do. Whether it's to talk to people, whether it's whatever, right? Do whatever you got to do. Build your confidence. Build your competence in many different areas in life, and you're going to be able to be a man that all men respect, right? The next one with that, and it kind of goes hand in hand with confidence, and yeah, pretty much goes hand in hand with confidence. To be able to be a man that all men respect, you're going to be able to need to be a man who has great social skills and social calibration and social awareness, right? This is going to be able to be understanding of all situations that happen. And like I said, just being socially calibrated. A lot of men nowadays are not socially calibrated. They don't understand social cues, and that's why a lot of men do terrible with women because they just don't sense these things. They don't feel these things. They're desensitized to the human interaction because, quite frankly, social media has absolutely warped their perception of how life should be. So, uh, you're going to be able to get the respect of people around you if you're going to be able to recognize certain situations. Let's just say, for example, conflict breaks out, or let's just say before conflicts can potentially break out, you're able to recognize and move accordingly to that situation. If you're a person that is not socially calibrated, right, you're going to be able to you're going to be able to find yourself in situations that are going to be less than ideal, or you're not going to be able to diffuse a situation that needs to be diffused because, like I said, you just don't have the social calibration, right? And the way that all ties back in, right, grading social skills, right, along with social skills comes, let's just say, body language, let's just say eye contact, let's just say speech in general, right? People that are going to be able to be respectable people are going to be the people that are going to be able to make eye contact, maintain eye contact, be able to maintain speech, be able to maintain conversation in general. Which I'll be having a podcast on that. Probably I'm gonna say on Wednesday. I'm gonna have a podcast on that. Podcast on Wednesday is going to be how to become a better conversationalist and how to become a better speaker in general. So if you're interested in that, like I said, stay tuned for the podcast on Wednesday. I'm definitely going to be tapping in with that. But yeah, you're going to get more respect from the people around you if you're able to have the great social skills and social calibration that is going to allow you to be more friendly and become a more likable and respectable person. Simple as that. Also, if you're in here right now, I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Make sure to leave a like on the video. If there's anything else that you would like to add to this, as far as what it takes to be a man that all men respect, make sure to leave in the comments. But I'm gonna go ahead and go over all of my points that I had originally. So if you're just not catching up, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know what I've already said. So one thing's first. First things first is men put respect above pretty much everything else, right? Most men want respect, in every single interaction that they have in life. They would even like to be respected more than even loved or even liked, right? Men place a super high value on respect. Of course, women do as well, but I definitely think that men they value being respected a lot more than than women do, in my opinion. Right? That is just through my personal paradigm. Do I know if that's true or not? I don't know, but that's just what I see, and that's just how I that's just what I'm going to call it as. But yeah, first, a person that is respectable is a person that is worthy of respect. So, quite frankly, if you want to be a man that all men respect, you're going to have to respect other people. This is going to be, having good manners, being able to talk to people, like I said, kind of having that social calibration, like I previously mentioned. But just being a person who is worthy of respect. Like I said, have manners, say thank you, be able to treat people kindly. Simple. The next one is going to be a man who dresses well and who's well kept. This is going to be a person that is definitely respectable from people, right? You see a man who's dressed in a suit, you're going to treat him with more respect. That you're going to recognize unconsciously certain things about that man, and you can make probably decent assumptions from that, right? Let's just say he's a hardworking man, or let's just say he takes care of his body. Maybe he's more. I guess he's more clean. I don't know what you would call it, but you are definitely gonna be able to give more respect to people like that than than a person who's just dressed like a bum. Let's just say that, for example, right? Somebody who's dressed like a bum, you're not gonna unconsciously give them a high respect because they're not dressed in the best. They're not dressed to their best ability. So, yeah. The next one is going to be how to become a man that all men respect. Is going to be someone who's going to be able to build something bigger than themselves or build something bigger than their current circumstance, right? This is very, very important. If you're not able to, find something that is bigger than yourself to work on, or find or even bigger than your current circumstance, which, like I said, if at the very least you should be able to find something that is pursuit worthy, that is bigger than your current circumstance. Um, yeah, I would say that is definitely going to be able to give you respect, or not give you respect, be able to earn the respect from the peers around you. So, yeah. The next one is going to be I'll add to this one. Be a man of your word and be reliable. Yeah, this is definitely how to become a man that all men respect. Being a man of your word is very, very important to men Very, very important to people in general, right? If you're able to be reliable and say, hey, I'm going to do this at this time, people are going to give you more respect. If you're incapable of keeping your word, if you're incapable of keeping your word, people are not going to be able to respect you as much as you would like, because quite frankly, you didn't keep your word. And it's almost like lying to somebody, right? If you're not able to keep your word, people are going to think that you're slimy, dude. You're slimy. It's as simple as that. And if you don't want to have that, if you don't want to have that weird perception, if you don't want to have that off perception of you, like I said, you need to be able to be a man of your word in all aspects, in almost every situation that you possibly can. And like I had mentioned, right, if you're not able to uphold your word, you need to be able to be responsible for that. You need to be able to take accountability and responsibility for your actions, as that is what a respectable man would do. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you for stopping by. All right, next one is going to be how to be a man that all men respect. This is going to be able to build your body or build a physical presence, and also to pursue physical combat. All men that are respectable, all people in my opinion that initially get my respect are going to be people that I see who work on themselves physically, right? So like I mentioned, I'm going to be a huge advocate for the gym. Get in the gym, put the work in, and you're definitely going to be able to earn the respect from people unconsciously, right? So like I said, you see a man who is well dressed. Not only is he well dressed, he has a great physique. You're going to give him respect just straight off the bat, right? You don't have to know anything about this man, but just by looking at him, you can tell. You can tell his certain habits. You can tell the way he treats himself. You can tell that he has a high self-respect for himself. And with that being said, he's going to be a man that is worthy of your respect just straight off the bat. So you definitely need to become that in order for you to, get the respect of all the men around you. Along with that, like I'd mentioned, is going to be to pursue a combat sport, whether this is boxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, whatever it is, right? Just be competent. If something were to go down, you're going to be able to handle yourself, right? Or even, like I said, even more importantly, you're going to be able to defend your loved ones, right? You need to be able to be prepared for any situation. That is how you become a man that is competent in every single aspect in life, which, like I had mentioned before, is a man worth respect. Um, the analogy I used is it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Now think about that for a second. I'm going to say it one more time. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. A great man is a dangerous man, or a man that is capable of dangerous things, right? You cannot get the respect of somebody in an interaction if they can. Okay, let's just say, for example, right, you have an argument with somebody, right? If you're not physically built, they're automatically going to discard you. They're automatically going to think they're gonna be able to push you around straight off the gate, right? If you're a man that has built himself up physically, not only physically, you've pursued a combat sport. Now you get into an interaction with somebody, and you're trying to diffuse the situation. They're going to be more likely to be able to stay calm and not get into an altercation. But like I said, if you're a weak man, they're going to be able to be like, okay, perfect. He's already not going to get the respect. He's already going to not be confident in that area, and you're done. You're done from there. They're already not going to give you the respect that you would like. All right, the next one is going to be building your confidence and your competence through worthy pursuits and endeavors, right? This is going to be, like I said, the social skills, confidence in general, right? You're going to build your confidence through the competence in other areas in life. The only way you're going to be able to do that, like I said, is pursuing the things that are worth pursuing. Like I said, the physical aspect, financially, like I said, with the purpose, the mental, spiritual, all of them, networking, status, all of them. If you have all of those covered, if you're at the very least pursuing what would bring that, you're going to be better off, and you're going to be able to eventually, or not even eventually, you're going to be able to earn the respect of all the men around you. So yeah. All right, back up to where we were. All right, the next one is going to be, like I said, how to become a man that all men respect. This is going to be able to have boundaries and let someone know when they have stepped on one of those boundaries. I think it's very, very important for a man to write down all of his boundaries, right? If you're not knowing of a boundary or your boundaries, right? Let's just say you go into interaction and somebody steps on your boundaries, right? Being able to check them and say, hey, well, first of all, I didn't like that. You're going to need to change yourself. You need to change your behavior. I'm going to remove myself from the interaction. I feel like that is very, very respectable. Like I said, not being able to put up with some bullshit, right? If you're a person that is too nice to speak up for himself or too nice to speak up for herself, people are going to use you. You're going to get used and abused for just being that nice. They're gonna get yourself taken advantage of. And the last thing you want to do in this life is to get taken advantage of. And there's people that get this happen to them all the time, right? Let's just say, for example, women. This is something that I would say women should definitely be able to take, right? Um, if you're a woman and somebody steps on your boundaries, a man treats you the way that you do not want to be treated, remove yourself from the situation or let them know, hey, I have a boundary right here, right? I do not like the way that you're treating me. The way you're treating me needs to be corrected or I'm out. It's as simple as that, right? This kind of goes with all aspects in life, right? Let's just say, for example, you're at the gym and a guy talks to you a certain way. Hey, man, I do not appreciate you talking to me like that. If you're gonna talk to me, I would really really appreciate if you were to change your tone with me. If not, I'm gonna have to. If not, I'm going to either have to leave the situation, or we're going to have to handle the situation like men, right? It's as simple as that, right? And men obviously know that the physical altercation could potentially happen, and it's gonna escalate to that eventually, right? So with that being said, like I said, if you build yourself up to the point, people are going to understand that and they're going to be able to ease off of that and, like I say, correct themselves when they need to be corrected. But yeah, like I said, if you have boundaries, or let's just say you have no list, I have a personal list of my boundaries that I do not want people to step on, quite frankly, right? That is something that I've done because I've spent the time to think about these things, right? If you're a person that has not done that, you can either search some up, or I would recommend, like I said, the next time something happens with somebody and you don't like it, add it to the list. Like I said, and even in that moment, like I said, go ahead and establish your boundary and say, hey, like I said, I don't like that. I don't like that. Don't do that to me. Simple as that, right? The next one, how to become a man that all men respect, is going to be, yeah, this is a good one. Don't pursue bottomless virtues. Like I would say, excessive women. I would say being super, super money obsessed, and pursuing drugs as well, right? If you're a person who just sleeps around with a bunch of women, some men are going to respect you, but there's going to be certain men that do not. You do not get their respect because, quite frankly, you're not pursuing something that is worthy, right? That is really, really worthy, right? It's to sleep with a bunch of women is one thing, right? But that is something that I would deem to be not the most manly act. To be just sleeping around with a bunch of women, I would say a more manly act is going to be someone who is going to settle down with somebody, right? That is definitely going to be more respectable in my opinion. Um, and with that being said, like I said, pursuing things like chasing money, right? There's a difference between wanting to make money and wanting to be free, and then just becoming money obsessed, right? You can never get enough money. You can never get enough women, right? You can never get enough drugs. Let's keep it 1,000, right? A lot of people pursue these less than worthy virtues, and like I said, they're just bottomless. They're fruitless. Once you realize that they are fruitless, you can go ahead and correct your behavior because, quite frankly, you're gonna recognize that, like I said, you can never have enough. You can never have enough. So there's got to be something bigger than that. And one thing I wanted to mention with this, right? Some people are probably thinking, oh, why would you think about that with money? Money is not everything in this life, fellas. There's people with plenty of money, all the money in the world, that still feel empty inside. Fellas, you know what's more important than money is meaning, right? And if you are young, here's the thing: if you're old and watching this and still chasing money and not chasing meaning, or if you're young and watching this and chasing money and not meaning, you're not living the most fulfilled life you possibly can. It depends on what your goals in life are, but for me personally, like I said, I'm trying to have the most meaningful life that I possibly can on this earth. And with that being said, don't pursue things that are bottomless. That you can never have enough money. Do not put your goal on money. Like I said, a worthy pursuit for me is meaning, right? And of course, of course, money's going to come with pursuing meaning. And like I said, you shouldn't be doing something that's just going to just give you meaning. Of course, you're going to need to be able to pay the bills. But yeah. All right, the next one, how to become a man that all men respect, is going to be having unfuckwithable structure. This is an interesting one right here. So being a man who's going to be structured and have habits that he does on a daily basis that no one can fuck with, truly fuck with, is definitely going to get the respect of your peers, and not only the men around you, right? It's also going to be able to give you the respect from women as well. If you have certain things you do on a daily basis that no one can throw you off of, People are going to respect that. People are unconsciously going to be able to respect that. Say, you know what? Hey, he's going somewhere in life. He has stuff to do. I respect that. They might not completely understand it, but at the very least, they gotta respect it, right? You're a man on a mission. Simple as that, right? Have unfuckwithable structure, and you're going to be able to get respect from the men around you. All right, the next one is going to be. Give me one second. Hold up. All right. How to become a man that all men respect. It's going to be a man who's a leader and not a follower. Well, there's going to be certain personality traits that dictate whether you are a leader or whether you are a follower. But to be a leader in situations where you need to lead, and to be a follower in the situations where you have a worthy leader, right? Of course, you need to be able to determine whether this person is a worthy leader or not. A lot of people are not worthy leaders, and a lot of people, like I said, they follow people that are not true born leaders. They follow people that are also followers. They claim them to be leaders when in reality they're not, and they're not leading you to a better life, quite frankly, right? Like I said, even for me, for example, right, I'm a leader. I'm a leader for the most part in my life, but there's certain people that I have to be a follower for because, quite frankly, they have my best interest in mind, and they know something that I don't. So that is when I would deem to be a worthy person that is worth my pursuit of being a follower to them. Right? Very few situations, but be a leader, not a follower. And like I said, I say follower in the negative sense of being a follower. Right? There's going to be obviously more positive situations where like I said, you have a worthy leader, a worthy mentor. Right? Those situations are going to need to be a follower, but there's going to be certain situations where you need to recognize whether this person is actually worth being led by, and if they're not, do not take their advice. Do not try to follow them because, quite frankly, they do not have your best interest in mind. Um, People are going to be able to see that as well, right? If you're hanging with somebody that is not worthy leader and you're following them, you're not going to be able to get the respect from the men that you truly want respect from because they're going to be able to recognize that you are not pursuing something that is worth pursuing in this life. You're just honestly just fucking around, right? If I'm gonna keep it 1,000, that's what it is. All right. How to become a man that all men respect is to avoid the path of least resistance. So this is going to be taking the easy outs, taking the easy way out every single time, right? Whatever it is, and whatever aspect in life, do not take the easy way out, right? You need to be able to put in the work. Do not try to chase this temporary feeling because, like I said, that is the path of least resistance. For example, right? The path of least resistance, if I can give you an example, is going to be something like what would I say? Let's just say you're trying to have a good time and you drink all the time. That is going to be the path of least resistance to try to get the maximum amount of enjoyment out of your day. Whatever it is, some people view it as that. So I'm going to give you that as an example, right? Avoiding the path of least resistance is saying, you know what, I can have a good time without this, or basically not taking shortcuts, right? Let's just say I'm gonna give you a better example, right? Let's just say you're in the gym. Your friend says, "Hey, we're hitting 4 sets for 10 reps," right? Avoid the path of least resistance would look like, yeah, when he's not looking, I'm not gonna work out, or I'm gonna do less reps. That is the path of least resistance, and you should be trying to avoid that because the only person you're gonna cheat is yourself at the end of the day, fellas. Do not cheat yourself. Put in the work, and like I said, there's going to be plenty of people, and humans are even wired to take the path of least resistance. But try to rewire your brain to try to like and enjoy doing the harder things in life, because everything you wanted in this life is on the other side of hard, quite frankly, right? Or the other side of easy, other side of hard, right? You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, avoid the path of least resistance, and you're going to be more respected by your peers. Simple as that. And the last one that I have, how to become a man that all men respect, is to be a man who is honest and who tells the truth even when the truth hurts. Now, like I had mentioned, people are going to respect you for this. They might not like you for this. They might not love you for this, but at the very least, they'll know that you are at least telling the truth and being honest with them, which I think is a respectable action, right? The last one, like I had mentioned, honesty. Honesty is super important because honesty is lacking in today's society. They're gonna say it all the time that, oh, I'm telling you the truth, but in reality, like Anthony had mentioned on the podcast, they're gonna tell you the truth so sugar coated to the point where it's not even the truth anymore, right? And like I said, even if it hurts, man, even if it hurts, if you're a person in my life, right? If you want my honest opinion, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. Now, you need to be ready for whatever answer I give you, but I'm not going to lie to you because I don't have time to lie, right? I'm too real to be lying to people, right? If you have an honest question, I'm going to answer it. And like I said, you take it or leave it, right? It's simple at the end of the day. I'm gonna be respectable in that way because quite frankly, you know that I'm not gonna lie to you. And if you're watching this, you shouldn't lie to anybody. You shouldn't realistically lie to anybody because that's not a respectable action, right? If you're lying to people, what kind of man are you? You're a man who lies. Then who should trust you? Who should respect you? Nobody. Simple. Like I said, even if it hurts, fellas, let them know straight up, man. Let them know straight up, man. That's part of being real. That is that is one of the issues that comes with. That's one of the problems that comes with being real. You just gotta accept it and move on, man. Simple as that. Appreciate everyone for stopping by. Make sure to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed some of the things that I had mentioned. Also, if there's anything before I go ahead and end it off that you would deem to be a respectable action that I had not mentioned, make sure to leave it in the comments. Yeah, definitely spoke a whole lot today, but yes, these are going to be all the things that I have cultivated and thought of to be what it would deem to be a respectable man in general. And like I said, that is how to become a man that all men respect. But yeah, at the very least, leave a comment. Just like to see who's in here. Appreciate everyone for tapping in tonight. He had some pretty good amount of viewers. If you're watching this from Twitch, make sure you go and leave a follow as well. Just started on there as well, so tap in. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be having a podcast on Wednesday as well. Podcast is going to be. Hold on, man. Anthony, name's too damn long, Anthony. An opinion that just caters to people's feelings is a shit opinion. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But like I said, some people would like the beautiful lies, man. I'm not here to give you that beautiful lie, man. I'm here to give you it straight up. If you like it or you like it, you either take it or leave it. And if you don't like it, quite frankly, see ya. Honestly, simple as that. But yeah, like I said, if you're watching this and if there's something that I missed, let me know. That is how to become a respectable man. Period. Also, if you're rewatching this, make sure to leave a like. If you're rewatching this, if there's something that I missed, let me know. Because quite frankly, I want to be able to cultivate this not only for myself, but also to give it to other people as well. But I want to be checking off all the boxes to what would deem to be a respectable man, right? So let me know. Let me know on that. So I'll give you a recap. I'm just gonna read it down. I'll give you a recap real quick. How to become a respectable man, how to become a man that all men respect. Man, okay, mess that up, man. All right, the next one is going to be, like I said, be someone who is deserving of it. So acting in accordance, having the manners, treating people with respect is obviously going to give you respect. Be a person who is dressing well and who is well kept. That is definitely going to be a respectable action, and you're going to be able to get the respect of not only the men around you, but the women around you as well. Next one is going to be building something bigger than yourself or something bigger than your current circumstance. This is going to be definitely getting the respect of the men around you. Even if it's something not huge, you're at least building something that is bigger than yourself. Next one is going to be, and something that I didn't mention until the first go round, is going to be using the struggle of others to fuel you. Like I said, taking the struggles that you see within your life, let's just say it's your mom, or let's just say it's your dad, or let's just say it's your sibling. You see them struggling, using their struggle to build yourself to a better life so that you can enjoy that life with that person is definitely something that I would deem to be a respectable action. The example that I used is, I see my mom and I see my sister putting in the work, always putting in the work, and I definitely want to be able to, build myself up to the point where I can honestly retire both of them, and I'm not stopping until I get there because, quite frankly, that is my why, man. That is my why that is bigger than myself. You got to find whys that are bigger than yourself. Simple as that. The next one is going to be become a man of your word, be reliable, right? All men respect men that are men of their word, that can be a man of their word, right? All men respect men that are reliable. Be a person who is reliable, and you'll get the respect from the people around you. Next one is going to be build your physical presence and pursue combat sports. If you're able to fight, if you're able to build your body up to the point where it is respectable, People are going to treat you differently. People are going to look at you differently. Women are going to treat you differently. And like I said, you walk in a room, and people are going to be able to feel your presence. Right? Work on your build, man. The example that I used is better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. You got to be able to be a capable and dangerous man when circumstances allow you to be so. I'm not saying just be reckless with your masculinity. I'm saying, hey, don't you want to be able to defend your family if you need to defend your family. It's as simple as that, right? You need to be able to be capable. The next one is going to be building your confidence and competence through the pursuit of worthy endeavors, right? You need to be able to build your competence in every single aspect, and you're going to need to be able to build your confidence through the competence that you get from those worthy pursuits. The next one is going to be being great with social skills and social calibration, also understanding social situations and what they are. Um, that is definitely going to be a trait that is definitely worthy of respect as a man. The next one is going to be having boundaries and knowing when somebody is going to be able to step on your boundary and letting them know straight up and say, hey, I didn't like that. You need to cut that shit off. You need to stop that. Simple as that. That is definitely going to be able to get the respect from people around you, especially if you have the physical presence. Then people are really going to be able to take you serious. Simple. The next one is going to be being purpose driven and not pursuing bottomless virtues like women, like money, like drugs, things of that sort that you can never get enough of, right? Like I mentioned earlier with the money thing, right? Money should be a outcome of your pursuits, but shouldn't be the main focus. Your main focus should be meaning and something bigger than yourself. That should be your main focus. Your main focus should be money. It should just be the outcome of your hard work. Next one is going to be have unfuckwithable structure. Have structure that you apply in your life that no one can fuck with at all. You're going to get the respect of your women. You're going to get the respect of other men. Let's just say, for example, right? If you have no structure as a man, besides working, your woman's not going to respect you as much, right? Now, let's just say, for example, you meet a woman, and you were once a person who worked out 5 days a week, and you stop working out because of her. You let her fuck with your structure. She's not going to treat you with the same respect that she once treated you with. She's just not. She can't, because she just fuck with your structure, and you weren't being a man that has unfuckwithable structure. Now, let's just say you have a woman. You meet a woman, whatever, right? Now, if you're a man that still is doing the things that you did when you were single, I'm not saying be fucking goofball. I'm saying, you have the structure in your life. You have maybe you have a certain routine, or you have a certain time you go to the gym, right? Having that structure that is unfuckwithable is going to give you the respect that you truly deserve. Next one is going to be a leader, not a follower. I really don't have much to say about this one, right? Be a follower for those who are worthy leaders, but also recognize when you're trying to follow somebody that is not a worthy leader. Yeah. Like I say, all men respect men that, have great mentors and who are great mentors themselves. Next one is going to be avoiding the path of least resistance. There's no easy outs in this life. You definitely shouldn't be pursuing cheating yourself because, quite frankly, like I said, the only person that's going to feel the consequences of those actions is going to be you. So you're definitely going to need to be a person who is avoiding the path of least resistance. And the final one, and before I wrap it up, is going to be a man who tells the truth and who has honesty to the point where it even hurts, right? Like I mentioned, if you're a person in my life, I'll let you know. I'll let you know what it is 1,000% of the time. Now, like I said, do not ask a question that you're not prepared to hear the answer for, and it's as simple as that. As simple as that. Appreciate everyone stopping by. Like I said, if you're in here from Twitch, make sure you go ahead and leave a follow. If you're on here from YouTube, make sure you go ahead and leave a like on the video. Other than that, make sure you go ahead and like my YouTube Shorts as well as my TikToks. I'll be posting more tomorrow, and like I said, tap in with that. Other than that, fellas, this was episode number 73 of the Life of a Champ podcast. How to become a man that all men respect. Next podcast is going to be on Wednesday. And with that being said, on that podcast, we're going to be talking about how to be a better speaker and how to become a better conversationalist. So if you're interested in that podcast, like I said, tap in Wednesday. I'm going to be going live at 7 o'clock or 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you tap in with that. Other than that, fellas, before I go, out here, we do not just work out here, man. We outwork. It's as simple as that. Make sure you outworking these motherfuckers and have a good rest of your week. Until Wednesday.